You know, I think the number one thing that Marvel comic fans and just Marvel fans in general have been wondering ever since Disney bought Fox is when are we going to see the Marvel Fox movie properties be implemented into the MCU? Most people have been wondering where the X-Men are, but me and a lot of people have been aware that implementing the X-Men is going to be extremely difficult because a lot of characters, their backstories rely on mutants being around since World War II and even before World War II, characters like Magneto and Wolverine. And it'd be kind of dumb for them to say that the characters have just been around the entire time. Like, that's kind of dumb. Like, what, all of the mutants have been hiding? Like, okay, sure. And they've sort of given us mutants in the MCU with characters like Namor and Miss Marvel, but they weren't really mutants. What qualifies you as a mutant is having the mutant X gene. And Namor and Miss Marvel got their powers from external sources. Like, Namor's mom drank this weird substance that gave him birth defects as a child, and Miss Marvel got her powers from gauntlets or something. I don't really remember what happened in that movie, and I haven't seen the Marvels yet. Pretty much no matter what, implementing the X-Men, there was going to be a dumb explanation as to where they've been or why they're not in the MCU, and they're implementing them through the multiverse, which is like not the worst decision, you know, you could have done worse, but like, honestly, thinking about it, what else were they gonna do? Honestly, this was probably the best option. It's still dumb, the whole multiverse thing, but like, it's better than saying that they've all been in hiding or something, all the mutants, and if you were to go down that route, everyone would call bullshit, because that makes no sense, right? And then if you say the mutants got their powers through an external source, like the blip or the Thanos snap or whatever, then you ruin a bunch of characters' backstories. Like Magneto having his powers during the Holocaust is essential to the backstory of Magneto. So it's like, it's whatever. We're getting the X-Men implemented through the multiverse, and I'm sure after Secret Wars, Marvel's probably going to go through a soft reboot, and their new Marvel universe, they'll just say mutants have been there the entire time. But right now, I think the easiest characters for you to implement is the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom being one of the best Marvel villains. Unlike mutants, the Fantastic Four got their powers from external sources, from going into space. You can say they did that at any time during the MCU, if it was fucking 30 years ago or current time MCU. But for some reason, it's a multiverse movie. The upcoming Fantastic Four movie takes place in another universe in 1960s, a futuristic alternate timeline of the 60s where everything's futuristic. Okay, I wish they would have just said they were in the main Marvel Universe, Earth 19999. It's not 616. I fucking hate it when people call the MCU 616. I know they say it's 616 in the movies. It's not. It's not 616. Trust me. Trust me. I'm a fucking Marvel fan. I'm a comic fan. Just trust me. It's not 616. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. Today we're here to talk about Doctor Doom. The news we got at San Diego Comic-Con involving Doctor Doom. We are indeed getting a replacement for Kang in the MCU. Doctor Doom is going to be the new big bad of the multiverse saga. And we got a casting announcement. Who is it? Who is it? Who could fill these shoes of Marvel's most iconic villain? It is none other than Robert Downey Jr. And he is set to play a Tony Stark variant of Doctor Doom. Not Victor Von Doom, not a variant of Victor Von Doom that looks like Tony Stark for some reason. No. Based on all the marketing and Robert Downey Jr.'s fucking Instagram post, and I'm pretty sure he posted on X, whatever, I digress. Different mask, same task. Obviously implying that this is not Victor Von Doom. This is Tony Stark as Doctor Doom. You know, not the version of the character we have been waiting for years. The comic, accurate version of Doctor Doom that we have never gotten in live action. No. This is just a fucking variant of Tony Stark. That's the version of Doctor Doom we're getting in the MCU. Son of a bitch! Is it really that hard? Is there something about Doctor Doom that's just impossible? He's actually a pretty fucking simple character to adapt, and nothing out of the realm of absurdity that has been adapted into the MCU. We have MODOK, that you still fucked up, by the way, but MODOK is in the MCU, and you can't do Doctor Doom correctly? Like, what? Fans have been waiting years, decades, for a fucking actual, real, accurate version of Doctor Doom on screen. There has been 1, 2, 3 fucking Fantastic Four movies, all featuring Doctor Doom, and all 3 of them fucked him up. All 3 of them. And now he's appearing in 2 Avengers movies, and you're still managing to fuck him up, and we haven't even seen it yet. Most people already know that you fucked it up. Now look, on the surface, I kind of get it. Doctor Doom is pretty similar to Tony Stark. In fact, if you really wanted to break it down, you can just say that Doctor Doom is Tony Stark, just with sorcery. But to simple it down to people who aren't familiar with Doctor Doom and have only seen the versions of him from the Fantastic Four movies, I'm sorry, that's not who he's supposed to be. That's pretty much who he is. He is Tony Stark and Doctor Strange meshed together. Victor Von Doom's a brilliant technician, he's a brilliant mechanic, but he's also a really powerful sorcerer. So it kind of makes sense as to why the people at Marvel were like, let's just make him a Tony Stark variant who learned sorcery. I totally get it. I still don't fucking like it, though. And the thing is, people have been floating around this idea for Doctor Doom to replace Kang in the new Marvel movies for a while, and I never liked that. I don't want Doctor Doom to be introduced as a multiversal being. Eventually, he can become a multiversal threat. He has in the comic books. He's the main villain of Secret Wars in the comic books. I'm totally all for it. But for his first appearance to be in a multiversal movie as a Tony Stark variant, no, like, I'm not down for it. Just give us a normal Doctor Doom first, please. And I think that's why me and a lot of fans are so upset about this, is if you put Doctor Doom, say later down the line in the new Fantastic Four movie or the sequel to the new Fantastic Four movie, there's Doctor Doom in it. He's the main villain of the second Fantastic Four movie, right? You automatically downplay that version of the character. The version that we're seeing in the Avengers movies is a multiversal threat, a very powerful being. So if Doctor Doom is in a Fantastic Four movie, he's automatically going to be less powerful and downplayed as a villain. You ruined a future Victor Von Doom to appear. And I don't think Marvel movie fans will really understand this, people who don't read the comics and who aren't really familiar with the comic books. But when Marvel comic fans, diehard fans, say you were to ask them, who would you describe as the Marvel villain? Who do you think is the essential Marvel villain? We would say Doctor Doom, not Thanos, not Magneto, not Mr. Sinister, not Green Goblin, not Juggernaut, not fucking whoever. You would have to think of a character who was just anally fucked every single Marvel character on several fucking occasions. And it's not any of those villains I have named. It is Doctor Doom. He has fucked up the Fantastic Four. He has fucked up the Avengers. He has fucked up the X-Men. He's fucked up Alpha Flight, for fuck's sake, dude. Like, fucking hell. He is everywhere, anally fucking every single Marvel character. People hate dealing with him. He's a powerhouse of a villain, and his motives are actually understandable. You can look at his motives and go, you know what? I don't agree with you, but I get you. Like, we could have a beer, but I'm still going to try to stop you. And if you still don't understand why me and a lot of comic book fans are upset about this casting and upset about him just being a variant of Tony Stark, let me just put this in perspective, all right? Say Spider-Man never had his own solo film, and the only popular version of him that most people know is the Japanese show version from back in the day, right? A very terrible version of Spider-Man, right? Like, it has its own niche to it because we've had a bunch of Spider-Man adaptations, accurate Spider-Man adaptations, but say that's the only version that most people remember. And say he's finally being brought into the MCU, and they say he's going to be a multiversal being, but he's not going to be Peter Parker. He's going to be Steve Rogers. And instead of Steve Rogers getting the super soldier serum, he's just going to be a version of him who got bitten by a radioactive spider. They're doing the same thing with Doctor Doom. That's pretty much what they're doing. Do you understand now? I don't understand why. And I'm going to retract the statement that I said earlier in the video. There actually has been an accurate version of Doctor Doom in live action. There actually has been. There was a Fantastic Four movie, I think it was in the 80s. And it is the biggest piece of garbage movie ever. It is the worst Marvel movie ever created. It wasn't even released in theaters. I don't even think it was released straight to video. It was so bad, it was never officially released. And the full thing is available on YouTube. And you can watch the full fucking movie with all of its garbage special effects and garbage story. But the only good thing about that movie, especially now, and I appreciate it more now, is it is the only live-action version of Doctor Doom that is good, that is actually accurate to the comic books. It has no right. Why is the only accurate version of Doctor Doom in a shitty 1980s Fantastic Four movie? The movie's so shitty that you can watch it on YouTube and Fox nor Disney gives a fuck about copyrights. It is that shitty. And that's the only version of Doctor Doom that's actually been accurate that we've gotten? Are you kidding me? I don't understand. The video's over, dude. Get the fuck out of here. I'm done. I did this for comedic effect, but I'm kind of regretting it. Not gonna lie. Fuck! That's what I'm going to be up to for the next hour.